Good news, everyone! Darth Vader's going to appear in the Han Solo movie! Fuck that. So, this comes from ScreenRant.com. Now, the article is kind of a bullshit article because at one point it says Han Solo movie is confirmed to have Darth Vader, but the other point says he may be appearing, so take this any way you will. Maybe with a giant grain of salt or a big glass of I don't give a fuck, but I'm going to regurgitate the article to you, and then I'm going to tell you what I think about Darth Vader appearing in the Han Solo movie from a fan's point of view. So, this comes from ScreenRant.com. Darth Vader may be appearing in Han Solo after all, if the latest report on the matter is to be believed. Lucasfilm is in the middle of relaunching the Star Wars franchise. Side note. This wasn't the narrative a couple years ago. It was to continue the Star Wars franchise, not relaunch it. So we've all been duped. And has done so greatly early on with critical and financial success. They seem poised to do it again with Star Wars The Last Jedi this December. And while all eyes are on the next saga film, many are wondering what Han Solo will turn out to be. Original directors Phil Lord and Chris Miller were fired from the project this summer, and Ron Howard has since stepped in to steer the boat to its final destination. However, he's reportedly reshooting a good chunk of the film and has made several changes to Lord and Miller's version of the film in the process. One such change involves bringing Bettany into the fold, and the latest may be the inclusion of Darth Vader. The Hashtag Show, never heard of it, is reporting that Darth Vader has been present on the set of Han Solo. There are no details on who is portraying the character yet, but it is believed that it is not the Rogue One actor Spencer Winding, who sparked the previous rumors of Vader appearing in the film earlier this year. Seeing this news as arriving on the tail end of Howard's reshoot's production on the film, it seems that Darth Vader's appearance may have been planned after Lord Miller left the project. Since there are not a lot of details to go on with this report, it's really up to speculation. Then why do you list it as confirmed as to why Vader is appearing in Han Solo, and if the last second edition is true? With no previous hints of his appearance, it could show a desire for Lucasfilm to include their most iconic character to generate more buzz and box office dollars. One potential problem here is Hollywood factor. Now here we go. Han and Vader never met before Episode 4 A New Hope, so they cannot run in here without potentially contradicting the events of the original Star Wars trilogy. If he's only coming in for one scene to meet side characters, then Vader's appearance might come off as more fan service than something that serves the story. You know what, I'm going to stop reading the article right there. That's my argument. That's my fucking point. There's no reason for this to happen, besides money. So if you're going to defend this and get excited for it, ooh, more Darth Vader is a good thing. No, more Darth Vader is not a good thing. More of a character is not necessarily exciting. You can have Darth Vader show up in unrelated events where it's like, hey, this day he was doing this during the build-up between Empire and Jedi, stuff like that. That works. You can't really change up a timeline. Han doesn't even interact with Vader in A New Hope. The only time they see each other is at the very end when Obi-Wan is fighting, and then again Han is running to the ship and really not paying attention. He just knows that there's a distraction and he's going to get out of there alive. In Empire, they know who each other are, or is, but you can assume that Han learned who Darth Vader was in the build-up between Empire and A New Hope, so that's kind of covered there. So what's the point of this? If anything, it's just more Disney bullshit. Before I was like, oh, it'll be better than the prequels. No, it's not better than the prequels. Oh, it'll be pretty good. Nah, it's not pretty good. It's disingenuous to say the least and frustrating at the most. It's disappointing to see, like, hear this. It's like, oh, you know what? We have a bad movie. It's a piece of shit, but we're going to plug in Darth Vader to get the nerds there. That's great, but when are people going to wake up and start asking questions? Like, when does, like, the logic and when does, like, the critical thinking and the reasoning come into play from the audience's standpoint? Like, you people, when do you wake up? Because this, oh, I'm excited because it's more Darth Vader. That doesn't really work anymore. You know, you can have too much of a good thing. I love ice cream. If I ate ice cream every day for every meal, I'd be a diabetic. Too much Darth Vader won't make you a diabetic, but what too much Darth Vader will do is will dilute the presence of the character. It was cool to see him in Rogue One because we hadn't seen him in 11 years, and we hadn't seen that Darth Vader since 1980. Because in Empire, he was a badass dude, but in Return of the Jedi, he was kind of just there, kind of weak, whatever, in the background, subservient to the Emperor. And then in Episode 3, he doesn't fight, he just gets the suit, screams no, crosses his arms, looks out on the Death Star being built. So we hadn't seen a badass, murderous Darth Vader in 36 years, and it was refreshing. That's why people were so excited over the Darth Vader scene in Rogue One, which I don't even think is the best scene of the movie. For me personally, the best scene is that Battle of Scarif, the space battle part. Very cool, very iconic. That's classic Star Wars. That makes me happy. But with Darth Vader, We just saw it. We saw it a year ago, and we're going to see it again next year. So it's going to be the law of diminishing returns. It was great and popular the first time, but now we're getting to a point where it's like, okay, we just saw it 2 years ago. And then we're going to see it again, and we're going to see it again. Darth Vader's essentially going to appear in all these movies because you can get somebody else to play him. It doesn't really matter who's under the suit, because how many of us can pinpoint the exact moment where Darth Vader is being played by a stunt double in Empire as opposed to David Prowse? I'm sure many people can. It's not the point. The point is, it could be me under the costume. I'm of appropriate height. I could play Darth Vader, and I'd probably do a better job than the guy from Rogue One, because the way that dude moved just felt weird. He was too cosplayer-ish. Darth Vader was a heavy character. The way he moved, the way he held his hands on his belt, the motions, the gesticulations were very deliberate and powerful. Like when he's on the catwalk in Bespin and he grasps his fist, he's like, you don't know the power of the dark side and shit like that. That's cool Darth Vader stuff, not this like flailing around, whatever. That's neither here nor there. What do you think of this news? You know what the fuck I think. I think it's retarded beyond belief. I think it's just another example of Disney running out of ideas. There's no positive to it. Because they know they can't have him talk to Han. They can't really make him deal with Lando. This Emilia Clarke character, who I feel is going to be the main character of this film, and Han Solo is essentially going to be on the ride, or on a ride for his own movie. This chick's going to be the lead because we can't have a modern Star Wars movie without being an all-female lead. Eventually, we're going to get to a point where diversity in Star Wars means there's a white dude that's in control. Because there's no good guys on the Resistance that are white dudes. Han Solo's dead. So you got a black dude, a Hispanic dude, a white chick. So the white chicks they gotta be in control. So that's gonna be the new standard for Star Wars. But that's a topic for another video. You tell me what you think of Darth Vader. You tell me if you think it's good, if you think it's fan service, if you think it actually contributes to the story. I'll be interested to hear what you have to say, because at this point, this is more, I don't know. Everything's opinion based. But you guys got to start seeing, like, the bigger picture and how fake it seems. You know, you got to see the seams of the sets. You got to see that, you know, it's not really there. It's just a matte painting. This metaphor is you got to see that it's not really created for the right reasons. It's created for money, and they're just going to play up on your emotions, and you're being duped. So hopefully you realize that with this news. But at the same time, this is just a rumor, according to the article, even though the headline is bullshit. So make sure to check out the Screen Rant article. I'll do my best to remember to put it in the description, and you can read it and dissect it and analyze it and do whatever else you got to do, and then you can come in the comments and tell me what you think. If you're a fan of this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're a fan of this channel and you've already subscribed, thank you. If you haven't subscribed, please do. As you can see, there's way too much Star Wars content to cover, so go back and listen to that shit. You got like 1,000 hours of me talking about Star Wars. Most of it pretty shitty, but if you go back and watch episode 73... that's about the original Star Wars, it's a 2-hour suckfest of us just going on and on about how great the original Star Wars movie is. So if you're tired of us bitching about Star Wars, go back and listen to something that is just nothing but praise and considering it the most important film of all time and shit like that. Like, we love it. We love the old ones so much that's why the new ones kind of piss us off, because it's doing a disservice to them. It's bad work created on the backs of great films. We're over on Patreon. The link will be in the description below. If you'd like to hear some extra content, we have, about the time that this comes out, we have a very special IT Roundtable discussion available for all of our patrons from the $1 a month and up. So that'll be cool. We're getting ready for Schlocktoberfest, so that's going to be fun, which, if you don't know what that is, last year I did 31 days of horror-themed videos, and it kicked my ass. So this year I'm going to do a lot less, because for the 7 hours I'd put in a video and 100 people would watch it, not really worth my time. So this year it's going to be a lot different, but it's still going to be a lot of fun. We got an extra guy on the commentaries. I got a couple videos exclusively for the Patreon subscribers, so there's all kinds of cool shit coming with that. We'll be back on Thursday night with World Class Bullshitters, and I'll be back tomorrow with another video about Star Wars maybe? I don't know. But I'll be back later in the week with more entertainment for you guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see you later.